Hold on. I think I messed up, Mareth. Okay, I'm gonna start once more.
That's okay. Yeah.
Hello, guys. This is me, Safat1307,
And I'm
and
Mareth.
I have with me Mareth. We are doing our community content as a version of a
Podcast
podcast,
time.
and I don't know how it's gonna be,
It's gonna
but
be awesome. That's what it's gonna be.
we're trying something out, and
Better than Megumin. Hashtag better than Megumin.
yeah, I mean,
But
well,
that's
we
not hard to do.
yeah, I guess because Megamin's posts are always like 1 minute before the game, so I don't think and nobody ever sees it, anyways. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna try this out. I'm not sure exactly the format of it. We're just gonna wing it, but the idea is to basically give a review of the season so far, how we felt for our teams, how we felt the other teams are doing,
I'm
and
gonna judge everyone extremely critically.
yeah, for sure. I mean, we're gonna judge people, and if you hate us, then you hate us. If you love us, then you love us. Um, and since this is community content, what we really want to do is make the community involved, obviously. So we were hoping to have guest speakers every episode that we do this, and we are gonna start off with a guest speaker later on in the episode. So yeah, hopefully you guys.
Stick around to find out who it is.
So Matt, what are your thoughts on the season so far? How are you enjoying your first season
This
of
season so
LD2L?
far. So this is my first season of LD2L, but it's been a lot of fun, and there's been a lot of drama, a lot of crazy wins, a lot of rapiers bought, a lot of throwing by some certain individual offlane players. Cough, cough, Dusty. So it's good. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, we all love a little bit of throwing, a little bit of content never hurt nobody. I specifically remember a certain Magnus player not waiting for his Nakasarian song to end before hitting the RP button. So,
I mean, that's a classic mistake. You gotta miss one to hit the next one.
cough, cough. That was
That
Miss
was me.
Mareth. If you want to check out the first ever game that we played. Um, so yeah, let's get started with the reviews. So how do we go about this, Mareth? Where do
I
you want to
think
start?
I think we just start with this week because everyone's been kind of aware of what's been going on up to this week.
Right. Oh, the drama last week. How can I forget? There was the drama, right? All the random stuff that happened last week.
Last week was pretty crazy. And the week before, of course everyone's aware of the reverse the flow ChatGPT powered drama.
Oh, yep. I think ChatGPT is now an essential part of drafting in LD2L, it seems. So I think from moving on, it's gonna be the main source of how captains draft. I know Wilddaddy is definitely into using ChatGPT as drafting. I think their team is definitely using ChatGPT to make their builds because I see a lot of Divine Rapiers on their team. So yeah, it's been. I think ChatGPT is becoming more and more involved in how LD2L is gonna function moving forward.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Rapier has like a super high win rate. ChatGPT just skims Dota buff and sees high win rate and says build Rapier every game. It's sensical, it's logical. I support it.
Yeah. So which, if you can pull up a game, which game would you want to talk about first?
So I think first we look at the first game of Darkwing Duck's victory and Villain Ark's loss. It was a 26-minute game. It
Can,
happened. It was the first game to finish this week.
can you give me the match ID?
Match ID. You're asking too much.
Oh
You
my
just go
god.
to the tournament watch page.
Okay. Darkwings. Darkwings. Oh, I'm
So
in the house. Yeah.
I'm gonna start off by looking at the KDA because everyone knows KDA, some of the most important numbers in the game.
Wait, this says only give one match. Are you talking about the match where Darkwing went 27-7?
Uh, yes.
Ah, okay, perfect. So, are we looking at a specific hero?
No.
Are we looking at a specific
This
player?
is this is on page 2 of the Learn Dota 2 League, season 21.
Oh,
It's yeah, Darkwing 27 to 12. 26-minute 41. We had Shadow Shaman on Watkins, Uncaring Stone on Nyx, Axiom playing Doom, La on Wraith King, 11 and 0, huge numbers from Wraith King.
I mean,
And then the classic 2-1-15 Veno. I think that's an ideal Veno stat line.
so
Veno just not dying, loads of assists, gets every assist in the game with Veno ult. Those are huge numbers. Probably the reason Darkwing Ducks won that game, honestly.
yeah, I mean, if I look at the stats again, just so that people have a context behind what we're trying to do here. So we're gonna judge you guys not on your gameplay, not on what happened in the game. We're gonna judge you guys solely based on this after game screen.
Yeah,
Whatever
post-game
information we
right
have
now.
over here, this is what we're gonna base off your judgment on. So if your post game screen doesn't look nice, you're gonna get rolled. If it looks nice, you're gonna get plotted. So
Exactly.
and from this post game screen, I mean, I can see the Venomancer, as Mareth pointed out, had an incredible performance. It seems like the early Spirit Vessel for sure paid off. But I
Yeah.
don't understand. Is it just because Spirit Vessel is a good buy? Because they got this.
Spirit Vessel is a good buy, and it gives like everything you need on a Veno. Some stats, mana, armor. It does everything you need.
The
I
Venom
think the
got
most
the Spirit
evident
Vessel at
factor
14 minutes, though. It was a very late
that's
earn.
still pretty good for a support Veno. Like I support
Oh,
that.
sorry, my bad. It's not even a Spirit Vessel. It's a 14-minute
Earn.
earn. And
Okay, yeah.
then Spirit Vessel was
Kind
at
of
20
cringe.
minutes.
Could have been better. Skip Arcane Boots, just go Vessel.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you go earn, you just start off the laning stage with earn. But I guess Ransom has some other tech. It worked out for him, so I'm guessing it works.
It did. Ransom's carrying the game, clearly.
There.
I think I'm gonna. So this is Darkwing Ducks. Ransom's $125. That's a value $125. If you're getting carried by someone for $125, like that's those are huge numbers. Highest damage dealt in the game. That's just how do you compete with that?
He beat the Doom and the Wraith King with the Wraith King had Radiance. You think Wraith King Radiance and Doom's Scorched Earth with AoE would be more damage, but no, apparently Venomancer's ultimate is still pumping out damage even though ultimate was changed. I think it was
Yeah,
changed.
you can't compete with a
Yeah,
Venomancer. MVP
Venomancer
of this game for sure.
for sure. I agree. Just looking at the stats and the assist gold and then the damage dealt, all of that combined, I think we have to give Ransom the MVP of this match for
Yep.
undoubtedly. Yeah, any special mentions that you see overall here? Any itemizations that you're really fond of? Because I see one on the top of my eye.
I mean, honestly, everything's looking relatively standard. I think, I think, uh, I think this was just a straight, just you win lanes, you win game type of scenario.
You don't think that the lion was having a bad, like he was straight up feeding, basically 8 deaths. 8 deaths is way
Okay,
too.
I'm gonna quick skim through. Lion didn't die until 4 minutes, so that's a decent lane.
Fair, fair. Okay. You know what? I take my words back. I take my words back. Lion did not die
It
in the
was
first
only
four
once the
minutes.
game actually started going
Yeah.
that the Nyx probably hunting the lion. We can assume Blink on Doom just killing lion. Like at that point, it's already over. You're up against a Venomancer. Like you can't do it.
Yeah.
It's a rough lion game for sure.
You know what? Yeah, I can give them the benefit of the doubt. Also, who is the mid on this team? Is it Moon River? Who's the mid player?
I'm assuming it's Moon River, but it might have been. Yeah, I'm assuming it's Moon River. Offlane Razor, carry Anti-Mage, which carry Anti-Mage needs a lot of space against a mid Nyx and Veno and Shaman dropping wards. That's a hard Anti-Mage game, I think.
So you think the Blink Echo Saber into Echo Saber was the right build from Moon?
I do. It's hard to say because Moon River needs to be pumping out damage. Dawnbreaker needs to be dealing with like jumping, dealing with doing the damage, and it's rough. Doesn't get blink until right at the end of the game, and at that point it's probably already over.
Exactly, that's what I
Um,
meant. So they start off with an Echo Saber from the laning stage, and they have 4 kills and 1 death, so which means they're having a decent enough game. Would you not build a more damagey item, or even a BKB perhaps? I guess BKB doesn't do anything against Doom, but
BKB would be so late.
right.
I think you Echo Saber is good. You need to be able to like
From your mid
kind
laner
of deal with
though,
the mix.
Echo Saber from your mid laner wouldn't do much to have a Desolator from your mid laner.
Yeah, at this point, like Dawn isn't getting a Deso this game.
Fair. Yeah, yeah. I suppose. Yeah, I could be a little less flamey, but sure. I'll give Moon the props here. Yeah, they had an idea, they went for it. It didn't work out. What can you do? You move on.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of I'm looking at the Shaman right now, and Shaman was 103 at 6 minutes, which is typical Shaman things, but then ends the game at 3 and 8. Possible like feeling bad and throwing the game a little by Watkins. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Um, it's crazy that the game went on for 26 minutes, cause and the reason that was my first reaction, given I saw how dominating Darkwing Ducks were, but then I see Watkins's scoreline, and then I'm going, a little bit of throwing happened at some point because Watkins died like 3 times in the space of 6 minutes? Question mark? 6 minutes? 5 minutes? Dying 3 times in the space of 5 minutes kind of feels like he wanted the other team to have a little, something to not,
Yeah, make the game a little closer for sure.
because this game did not need to go on till 26 minutes. So a little generous. That's okay. Sometimes you feel generous about the team. You don't want them to go and have a rough post game chat. So understandable.
Yeah, and it's game one. You want to be a little nice in game one, and then game two you can really throw the gauntlet at them.
All right. So that's the first game of this series done. You wanna look at the
I
other?
think we should go to game two of this series and then get our guest in and go over their games.
Okay, for sure. I don't see the second game of this. Is it?
It's the fourth down on page one.
Okay, found it. So in this
Oh
game,
no.
oh
I click on it and
no.
my heart sinks. This one is
Okay, yeah, this is honestly, if I'm being serious, this is how I envisioned the first game going, and probably went 10 more minutes because Watkins was feeding, and you can clearly see this game Watkins was like, nah, no feeding. He only had 3 deaths. So
yeah, this one Watkins locked in, proud of him. This one it looks like it was just a sniper pick and there's not a lot you can do about that. Sniper's really good, really annoying in lane. And the Slark pick on the other side is like, yes, you can once you get into mid game fights, you can be hunting the sniper, really bothering him, keeping him from right clicking. But I can attest to the Omni versus Slark once they start meeting up, Dawnbreaker versus Slark. Like both of these heroes, doesn't matter which lane they're in, they both just chew through Slark. Slark has a really weak lane, and I think that's what happened this game.
okay, so is any part of you wanting to flame DJ's drafting? Because what the hell is this draft?
Okay, I mean, I don't know the draft order because we can't see that. So I'm gonna say this was, well, again, gonna look at the damage numbers. That's where the
True, true. Look at the damage
truest
numbers.
notion is. And this was all Dawnbreaker in this game. This was just Dawnbreaker probably just queuing Slark every single chance she gets. And there's nothing that can be done about it.
This Dawnbreaker was paired up, I'm guessing, with the Spirit Breaker. And the lane.
I'd take that assumption. Could have been Venge. Could have been Venge 4.
Could have been Venge 4, yeah.
Bara 5.
But. Okay,
when I've seen Watkins play, it's played 5, but.
So you're saying it would have been Omni Knight carry and Vengeful, or I mean, makes more sense.
I think it was Omni carry this game.
Yeah, Omni was for sure carry.
Omni carry, that.
Yeah. It just seemed like they just completely dumpstered the offlane and go Chicago Bears with brown boots and 2 bracers. That feels rough. Like
it's unfortunate for
sure. they were probably run down by the Omninet again and again, and they had no answer to it because again, if you just run a Necroforce, what they're gonna do. So honestly,
I will say Necro W does make Omni do 0 damage. Omni does not do damage through Ghost Shroud.
But Omni can always stand next to Necro and just queue, right?
That's fair. Well, not during Ghost Shroud. It doesn't do damage.
But Omni's Q would do damage because Omni's Q is a spell.
It's pure, and it only magical damage goes through.
No, Omni's Q is not pure. There's no way you're saying Omni's Q is pure.
My support. Oh my god. Alright, go click on the Heroes tab.
So it does not go through. Even though it's a spell, it still does not go through.
Because it's not spell damage, it's magic damage on Necro's W.
Right, okay, I see. I thought that even though it's a spell, like because it's a spell, it should work on W on Necro, but I guess not. So, I mean, honestly, there's not much to talk about in this game. It looks like a complete beatdown. I'm gonna literally say it's up to DJ's drafting. DJ did not draft his team a good game, and Darkwing Ducks just overpowered them in all the 3 lanes and just took the game over. So,
yeah,
DJ, again, get better.
3 lanes won, probably an outdraft. I think you can chalk it up to Dawnbreaker having a really, really good lane, really good game, good rotations, good save potential. These are really tanky supports. Venge, Omni, Dawnbreaker, the survivability goes crazy. They can't gank Sniper as soon as Dawn hits 6 because Dawn will just ult to save Sniper. It's, yeah, you're not contending in this one.
Yeah, I mean, my parting words are, DJ, you might want to take some drafting lessons from a certain someone in this league who used to play. I think that they had this on lock. They knew how to use AI because AI is all the rage this year, and has been the rage for the last few years. So take some hints. If you know what, hit them up, send them a DM, and like, hey, how do you get better at drafting? Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna be able to help you out. So you know what? Maybe next week you're gonna have a much better draft and you're gonna win your games.
Yep. Super Grok draft for DJ next week. That's our recommendation.
Yep, we're gonna
now. I think
check
it's
back.
time to switch up to our guest speaker and then go over some more games with them.
Yep, I think so. We're gonna have our first guest speaker. Again, we want to bring on a new guest speaker every single week. So this week, let's see what our guest speaker is up to. If we can add them to this call.
Hello, hello. Welcome
Hello.
our first guest speaker. This is Golden Dragon.
Thanks for having me.
How are you
we've
doing?
gone over the games of Villanark versus Darkwing Duck. Both games pretty single-handed victory, like one-sided victories. Very quick, 26 minutes and 16 minutes. And now we want to go over your games from this week.
Sounds good.
So you are on Wilddaddy's team. And Wilddaddy, you guys have been winning. You guys have been doing very, very well. So the first game against Samurai Jugg, if we can have Sefat pull that up on our little handy video here. We're gonna we go over simply based on the post game chat, the other one, Sefat, the bottom one.
Okay, so
Get a little spoiler on game two.
before we start, I need to ask this. Do you guys even know what your team name is? Is it Papa's Obsession? Is it Wilddaddy's team? Is it TBD cartoon name? What exactly is your team's name this season? Because I have no clue.
We might as well call it I have no clue, because I have no clue as well.
Okay, clearly there's some disharmony in this team. Even the team's members' own people don't know their names, so I don't know what the name is. I hope the admins
But maybe
can fix
that's
it.
a good thing. The one team without a proper team name is winning. That goes to show that maybe breaking the mold is what they're doing, and that's why they're winning.
Okay.
I think
not
a few
following
seasons
rules.
back, there used to be a team called A Team Has No Name or something like that. Reference to Game of Thrones.
Maybe.
See?
Okay,
All right, so post-game chat. Let's first look at one thing I'm noticing. This Pudge is 13 deaths.
his name might be
That's-
Morgano Free Farmo. He was definitely giving free farmo to the enemy team, that's for sure.
Yeah, like, that's a lot of deaths. I don't know if it was... It looks like it was a mid-Pudge, I'm assuming. And
Probably. Well, you think Ino
that's
was
not
playing
what
Carry
you want from
Doom?
your mid. Probably. Carry Doom. Or Ino's been playing a lot of offlane lately. Could have been offlane Doom, Carry Razor.
Yeah, that seems more likely though with it.
Could have been a 4 Razor. Space Aids is typically a 4 as well.
No, Cryptic and Neratophobia
no,
are definitely supports.
Cryptic and Neratophobia. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm mixing up Space Aids and Space Cowboy. It's the battle of the space in this game.
True, I didn't even notice that. This basically whichever one was the better space guy won the game. Wait, I think in this game, Wilddaddy's team did have a stand-in. What's happened to VGE? GD, do you have any idea? Because he didn't play last week. He also didn't play this week. Is he alive? Is he well?
I know about as much as I do the team name.
Okay.
Oh no.
Great.
Well, we wish him the best and hope a swift recovery to VGE, Video Game Enjoyer. Hopefully he's able to overcome his debilitating situation and join back for playoffs.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Um,
I was actually the Space Aid Space Cowboy thing. I remarked, I think mid game, I'm like, wait a second, what is Cowboy doing on the opposite team? Because I saw Space Aids and I assumed it was Cowboy.
oh my god.
Amazing.
You don't have any idea about your own support. That's great.
I don't have any idea about anything, so I'm going to be a great guest to give you all of the lowdown.
Okay,
sure.
so one of the biggest things with the new patch, we're going to go over the hero you're playing, Techies. You've been playing Techies a lot even before the buffs. Now Techies has gotten some crazy changes. Do you feel like it was a mistake for them to let you play Techies?
I don't want to say it was a mistake because I enjoy playing it. But I would be very happy if Techies is banned from next game and every game for the rest of the season.
Interesting. You had a rapier this game. Did you consider just simply building like a moon shard?
You know, I've done a lot of moon shards in my day, but after one memorable, debilitating loss in a late game with a moon shard, I realized, you know what, this is not the answer, and I need to try something else.
I
So,
see.
I mean, looking at your team's past games, I have seen a very big propensity for you guys to build rapiers on your, and like almost all positions. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a great strategy, and we should keep doing it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Wow. So you guys actually think about this before the game. I see. I see.
Do I
Now,
sound like I think about anything?
the Razor Rapier, is that something that he bought, or is that something that was gifted, a benevolent gift?
We are a generous team.
I see.
I do see an empty slot on the Lifestealer, so I'm more than inclined to think that the mid Lifestealer, again, mid Lifestealer what? What the hell? I guess it works, so don't fix it if it broken. The mid Lifestealer definitely was the one carrying this Divine Rapier. And hey, okay, so I have this very big problem with Wilddaddy's hero selections. He goes by the strict rule of never ever buying a BKB. If you go by that strict rule, you shouldn't be playing heroes like Juggernaut, Lifestealer, and Kez. Well, I guess Kez after the patch he changed and he no longer gets BKB on his ultimate.
Yep.
But
Dawnbreaker should also be banned if you buy Shard.
yep, for sure. If you play Dawnbreaker, then you do not buy the shard. But then why are you picking Lifestealer? If you're playing Lifestealer, I'm gonna see your spells. Hold on. If I see Q skilled on your spells, I'll be very sad.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
You do
He
still
did it.
you do skill Q. That breaks your rule, according to me. I don't think you.
I think this goes to show that Wilddaddy is starting to get scared. He's starting to be worried about losing, and
You think maybe he's becoming mild?
he
Yep,
might be a little mild.
he is
Yeah.
definitely starting to become a bit more mild because the Wild Daddy I know, he would never ever even go anywhere near a BKB. So maybe you are getting mild and you need to either change your ways or change the rule. Hey, it's never an issue if you change your rules midway through life. So maybe you say, hey, sometimes BKB yes.
Since we're talking about mild scoreboards, check out that net worth column.
I know the 17K on the Wilddaddy Lifestealer. I know he lost 2 rapiers, but it could be better.
So before we move on to the next game, I just wanted to ask you, what are you on a scale of 1 to 10? How impactful do you think Winx is to this team?
20.
All right, moving on to the next game.
Okay, I'd like to quick follow up on that. If someone were to say Winx is overrated, how would you respond?
Show me another player that will win the game and make sure we don't drop more than 1 rapier every series.
Okay, fair point, fair point. And do you think that for $95, the Winx pickup is one of the most valuable pickups in this season?
I wish I knew more about the drafting and how all of that works, but I think that Mild Daddy drafted a great team with balanced, skill across all of the roles, and it goes to show in our record.
Diplomatic answer. He clearly wants to
Very
play
diplomatic.
more
These
seasons
are
of LD2L.
politician level answers.
Yep.
You came prepared.
Do I look like somebody that prepares anything?
Well, you did prepare
Alright,
very good
thank you.
comedy content this week, so thanks to you for
Yes,
that.
very good community content. We can do a community content rating. Obviously, Megu is F tier, and GD swiftly
Absolutely.
moving up the ranks.
He's the inspiration.
But sometimes the student becomes the master, and I think that's already happened.
No, there would be no content without Megumin. It was me seeing those weekly that made me want to contribute.
There's no content with Megumin, let's be honest.
All right, so what do we have over here? Second game.
Game 2.
What really happened here? I have no idea.
the top one. Yeah.
Oh, is it just the Pugna just took over the game? And then obviously
The storylines are kind of going crazy, yeah. I also see 0 rapiers in the game. I don't know.
yeah, I feel like
Disappointing.
this is basically the Pugna going crazy from the mid lane and just making space through the entire map. And then if you make space for a TA already farms very fast, and she's just gonna farm all the way through. And yeah, and wait, hold on a second. Is weighted dice a tier 3 neutral item, or is it a tier
It's
1
tier
neutral
1.
item? So
That's
you're
someone that's holding weighted dice for farm.
damn.
That's efficiency.
Winx really wanted his tier weighted dice all the way till 32 minutes.
Can you go to breakdowns, Sefat, and look at does it show the gold from weighted dice?
Nope. Unfortunately, it doesn't.
I do believe... Oh yeah, it would just be extra creep gold. Still, that's a lot of creep gold.
It is.
The weighted dice, I think, that's probably 3k net worth in this game. 2.5, 3k net worth of the 23k that Winx has. Basically a full item.
Yeah, I think the weighted dice more than paid for itself. Do you think Samurai Jugg had a better game this game, GD, or do you think it was more of the same with the Pugna just taking over the game from the mid lane?
Being honest, I think they were probably bad time from the first game, and it just carried over.
I see. So you're saying they weren't at the best of their abilities this game. It does seem 16 deaths on the mid or offlane Beastmaster. I'm not sure which one it was. And
It was offlane.
if Neridophobia is the support and Cryptic is also the support, then having Ricky, Techies, and Beastmaster as your tri-core really does not feel like the best drafting strategy coming out from Samurai Jugg. So I don't know what Cryptic was thinking. Maybe he was thinking that this tri-core would be a heavy early game push to take the advantage, but it clearly seemed like it clearly didn't work because and it does seem wonky to me. I do not see any combinations happening on the side of Samurai Jugg. So again, seems like another drafting issue to me. If I look at Space Cowboys items, they have an axe, they have a pipe, they are extremely farmed. Is that a strat that you guys do where you guys tell Space Cowboy to just farm the entire map and you don't care, or has he accrue all this gold just through his 32 assists? Because 32 assists is huge. What happened in this game, GD?
Well, you can see he doesn't have very many last hits. He's not sitting around hitting camps.
So this game was actually unusual for him because, as far as I remember, Space Cowboy loves to farm separately on the map. So was there instructions to him?
Yeah, that's fair.
Or was it just specific because he was playing Venge? He felt the need.
I think the question is more around the Pugna because we don't have any divines on our mid laner, and the game is just much shorter.
I see.
Yeah. I think this goes to show that
I
the
remember
rapiers
now.
are holding you guys back. Arguably,
Well,
if you don't
the
buy
thing is
rapiers,
this game was
you
all
dominate.
about the towers. We were trying to decide whether to go take more towers to give Pugna more spell amp, or to go get Roche and Aegis. That's what this game was about.
I see. You do have a very good tower hitting lineup. Pugna damage, Deso on TA, Venge just like can save anyone who's a little caught out pushing towers.
Did you think that Lich's sacrifice ability had any impact in lane, or was the lane over anyways?
It definitely had an impact because I'm surprised at how much mana problems Lich has in the lane. even with sacrifice. Part of that might have been because we had a lion sucking some of the mana, but I don't think that really accounts for just how much Lich is probably going to need mana regen going into lanes.
Right.
Yes. Lich is a notoriously mana-hungry hero. I'd like to comment really quickly on your score at 14 minutes. You are 0-3. Do you feel like you were intentionally trying to lose this game?
I'm just a feeder.
Alright, you heard it here first.
Guys, if you play against Wilddaddy's team, you know which hero to target. There's a
Focus the Lich, focus GD. That's your way into the game.
There's a self-proclaimed feeder in the game. There's your free gold. If you want free gold, you can easily find on the map. What was your lane that you were playing against, GD? Who was your... Was it Beastmaster or Tikis? Who was the lane you were playing?
This was Lich Pango versus Ricky Lion. And I've played the matchup again. I think I've played that exact matchup before. I should be holding the gaze more often. But I would end up using it and then Ricky would jump me and I'd die.
Okay, so it was just Lion sucking all your mana away and then Ricky basically just jumping on you every chance they could get.
Yeah, I don't think I could die there if I save gaze for defense.
That's a fair point, but maybe you don't even get gaze off if he clouds you, so maybe Ricky is just hard to deal with for you in general.
I think that's why they drafted the Ricky. They felt they needed to get some kills in order to get into the game.
And the weirdest thing that I can see from this is that Ino is a level 1 Beastmaster. Any comments on that, Mareth?
I think I've seen some pretty good no games, level 1 game, like first games, second games from some players. I think there's an effect that if you're playing in pubs, typically the players that have very few games on a hero just end up dominating. For some reason, I don't think this was the case. I think maybe if Ino was playing Beastmaster in a pub, they'd dominate, they'd stomp, they would do very well. But these are not pubs. These are official, serious games, and I think that's where the mistakes happened.
Yeah, for sure. Like I have played against so many level 1 Shadow Fiends, level 1 Arc Wardens. Like they just seem to have a knack for the game. Like even though they're playing the game for the first ever time, they're playing the hero for the first ever time or the second ever time, or level 1 Pudges, etc., etc. They just seem to take over the game. They just really understand how that hero works once they just played for a few minutes. So yeah, I think Ino might have played against one or two of those heroes before this series, and he must have felt inspired and said, "Hey, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it." Unfortunately, it clearly seems like he was not taking into account that this is a serious series. So maybe next time he'll think better of it. And I mean, again, this was probably drafted by Cryptic, so Cryptic might be actually the one at fault, or that experience might have happened to Cryptic. So if you're listening to this, you gotta understand better, buddy. There's better options out there. So again, if you need drafting tips, same advice that we gave as before. Go to hit up AI. AI is the best known drafters in the world right now. They're gonna give you all the latest hits, all the latest tips. Yeah, and then probably next week we're gonna check back with you guys and see how your drafting goes, and see if you guys are winning games or not. All right, so where do you wanna go from here, Mareth?
So there was one big story, and that's that Dusty was not playing. I think we should check out JDMaxxing's games, Team Hollywood, no Dusty. I've been told that Dusty is the anchor that drags them down, but I want to see how this goes.
So JDMaxxing's, which game are we seeing?
Let's go to the first one, the one on page 2.
Alright. This is probably gonna be our last series that we talk about. So looking at this scorecard, holy
So they had
smokes.
US Danny, legendary in-house debater,
US
as the stand-in.
Stanny makes his first appearance this
down
season.
always down to play in-house, but never queues. I highly recommend, if you need a stand-in, reach out.
Yeah, US Danny is definitely one of the most famous stand-ins that this league has. I don't know why he's not playing in this season. Maybe he has life issues, life commitments that crept up. But
I'm sure he said he's down and then didn't actually sign up.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that definitely happened where he said he's gonna play and then just actually didn't sign up. Uh, what are your thoughts on this 21 and 0 mid Necrophos probably? Because at the same time,
I think Necrophos, especially in a good lane, is just set up for success. We saw in a previous series that Necrophos didn't have a good lane and then just didn't have very much impact. So if you're I'm gonna assume it's a last pick Necro simply based on the dominance here. And there's not a lot you can do about that. You need items, you need nullifier, there's no purges from Toastie potatoes. It's just a very rough game for everyone.
so shout outs to GD's content because I would have never noticed this if he never posted. But what do you make of Loot's KDA this game?
This is incredibly based, incredibly just outplaying everyone. 0 deaths, 0 kills, but 25 assists. Ideal gameplay. I think this game, even though JD is 21-0, Luth is the reason they won this game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I had to give an MVP, I would definitely give it to Loot because boy is it hard to go have 0 kills, and boy is it even harder to have 0 deaths. So the fact that he managed to do both in one game is shows like an incredibly strong performance from him. And it's crazy that in a game that his team were probably just dominating from start to finish, given the score line and the kills and deaths on their team, like it's incredible that he has a 0-0 KD basic score basically. So yeah, shoutouts to Lut. You are definitely my MVP for this week's
MVP of
series.
our hearts.
For sure. Like that is an insane
The numbers
scoreline.
don't lie. The stats don't lie.
Stats definitely don't lie. I mean, incredible performance. At the same time, Toasty Potatoes, were they playing with any stand-ins? I mean, they did have new people coming to the team, right?
I do believe that Blue Jay is new to the team. Blue Jay has taken over and joined the team, and that's their newest member. So they're still in the early stages of figuring out this team. I think, there's always next week. There's always playoffs. I feel like this team has a lot of potential. Tall Balls recently ranked up. I think that's an incredible moment.
Yep, shout out Tall Balls.
And
Finally hit Crusader.
The growth, finally Crusader, showing that the growth is happening, and you better watch out. Like I think this is a team to watch out for. Underdogs based on the numbers, but winners in our hearts.
Yep, and just so that we get some idea from GD. GD, I hear you are very famous with the replacement that for the guy that Blue Jay replaced on this team. Why is he not been playing this season?
From what I've heard, there's work conflicts, but honestly, I was surprised he was replaced. I saw some announcement in the Discord. I'm like, oh, this happened, and there's news to me.
I see. So again, very diplomatic answer from GD. You will not get any straight answer from this guy. Do not ask him what he had for lunch. He will tell you what lunch as his reply. All right.
I just had a bagel. That was the straightest answer I could give you.
Well, that's your breakfast. My question was more for lunch.
I didn't have lunch yet.
Yep, what lunch exactly?
Exactly. Honestly, this game, again, nothing special to it. Feels like an almost like a carry from the Necrophos. JD played out of his friggin' mind and basically just stomped everything, seems like.
Yep, I think it's also just US Danny. Ursa against Underlord, that's a very good Ursa lane. Ursa against Lifestealer, that's a very good matchup. I think a little bit of an outdraft possibly, and a lot of bit of Tidehunter being the best player in the game. Of these 10 players, Luth, just game of his life.
For sure, for sure. Before we move to the next game, I would definitely just say, if you're playing against Ursa, gotta buy the Yule Scepter. I see not a single Yule Scepter on the enemy team, and I feel bad about it. Guys, let's buy the Yule Scepter next time we play against Ursa. Alright, so...
Game 2.
Can I add?
Yep.
The biggest thing is the Necrophos. If you let Necrophos mid just freely farm his Radiance, you're gonna have a bad time. But it's kind of hard because your Ursa is terrorizing your Underlord, and but you need to be bringing subs to the mid lane to delay that Radiance.
Yeah, with the Spirit Breaker, the Bara charge, I think probably could have put a little more pressure, but there's only so much you can do. Necrophos once ahead is a very scary hero.
Alright.
Alright.
We finally get a barn burner of a game. No more of this one-sided shenanigans. No more of this games being dragged out because the rapiers were dropped. Actual head-to-head gameplay where actual skill matters. And holy smokes, did we have a game? Seems like it.
An hour and 9 minutes. That's a long game.
Alright.
You get to see tier 5 items.
That's
You get to see Fallen Sky and Stygian Desolator, Book of the Dead from Slashly.
That's where my eyes went, because I really want to see these tier 5 items. Okay, so we're gonna judge people on their choices of tier 5 items. Witchbane for the Jug. So he wanted to dispel himself. What did he want to dispel himself on the enemy team? Because I see nothing that he needs to dispel. What did he
That's
need to
a good
dispel?
question.
Nudge, please explain yourself. You had unless you had extremely horrid choices in tier 5 and you only could choose. Oh wait, it dispels him all enemies. So does that mean it dispels stuff like Lotus Orb and whatever, like Ghost Scepters and stuff?
It could, but there's only a Ghost Scepter on Hollywood. But dispelling the Ghost Scepter on Hollywood would let you kill Hollywood pretty easily.
Yep.
And maybe that goes to show Hollywood had 14 deaths, despite having 4-staff Ghost Scepter Glimmer Cape. That Rubik should be surviving a lot more. I think Hollywood could have played better, but what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna fault anybody in this game for all their deaths because it is a 70-minute game. So you're gonna have close to 10 deaths, and it's gonna be an extremely painful game. So you know what? Me personally, I'm gonna ignore the death counter this game. Moving on to the next
53 net worth on the Jug. I'd like to say the Witchbane, like, it probably doesn't matter what item he takes. That Jug is gonna be dealing a ton of damage. In an hour-long game, hour and 10 minutes, only 70 victory damage from the Legion.
Yes.
And 2 duels lost.
That's
a very despair moment.
That is also what I was going to talk about next, is that in an hour-long game, my Legion Commander has 19 deaths and only 21k net worth. The Rubik is topping him in net worth and only 70...
So is the Shadow Shaman.
So is the... Oh my god, the supports... Wait, he's the poorest hero on his team. My offlaner is my poorest hero in the team. That's crazy.
And that's with Spectre ult as well, able to help out with Legion Commander duel. Maybe they weren't coordinating that as well as they could have.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is when you get your blink, and Luth went Blade Mail before blink, so that you not getting blink until 20 minutes is just slows down your speed of getting dual damage.
I definitely agree. So this is my question to the both of you. because Mareth is an offlaner, and I know GD loves to play these heroes. On Legion and Axe specifically, would you consider buying the Blink first, or would you consider buying the Blade Mill first?
Personally, I think Legion, you almost always buy Blink first. Axe is kind of 50-50. Depends on the game, depends on your matchups, depends on how much you want to be speeding up the engagements and jumping. That one's a little more iffy. But Legion Commander, I think you need Blink ASAP. It's her bread and butter item. Lets her get duels off, lets you get those disables, lets your team follow up with like a Spectre ult. And that's what you're really looking for.
Any thoughts, GD?
I am a horrible Legion player, but I agree with what he's saying. And the reason I know he's right is I do the opposite and I lose all the time.
Okay, finally, some straight cut answers from GD. Yeah, it seems like this game was heavily like there we had the win predictor going towards the side of JDMaxxing at around 7 to 8 minutes. Then Toastie Potatoes managed to bring it back to their side, and then it went 51% on their side. Then again they threw. JDMaxxing came back into the game, and at some point they had an 85% win rate around the 48-minute mark, 87% even. Then they threw again, and
then it was over.
Well, it wasn't over, because after 48 minutes the game went on for 20 more minutes. The win probability basically was on their side for a solid 10 more minutes. They just couldn't close the game out, and that ended up being their downfall. As you can see, there were not a lot of deaths happening post the 50-minute mark.
Yep, both teams probably playing safe.
Yep.
I think this goes back to the new player, Blue Jay, new kid on the block. No one's seen him play, and he hasn't played Dota ever before. And the first game one was just him warming up.
Absolutely, even though he has 15 deaths, 14 kills and 23 assists, I would say it's huge impact. And I'm guessing he played the mid lane Viper?
Mid Viper with an offlane Sand King.
Incredible value coming out. Again, I don't care about the 15 deaths much, because again, it is a 79-minute game or 70-minute game, so 14 kills and 23 assists, that's just insane value coming out from the replacement Blue Jay. So you know what? Props to the new kid on the block. You're doing well, kid. Hope to see you do even better and have even greater impact. Maybe you are the change that this team needed to come back into the season.
I think that's such a good point. I think it's all about comfortability and meshing as a team, and game one was just a fluke. This new Toastie Potatoes team, the Copless team, Tall Balls team, X, ChatGPT team, I think they were using ChatGPT too much, and then now they've found a happy medium. Copless, I'm pretty sure Copless is drafting. He's probably inputting information into ChatGPT, but not too much, He's found the balance.
Yeah, you know what? Copless is a veteran of this league, so complete opposite to Blue Jay. Blue Jay is the new kid on the block, and Copless is a veteran, so Copless definitely knows their way around this league. They know how to have a proper draft come out, and they probably know exactly as you said, the exactly right amount of prompts to put in the AI. So yeah, maybe he can share some wise words of wisdom to Blue Jay, and Blue Jay can pick up on some things.
All right. Do we want to cover the last series, Team Kyhua versus Giraffe, or? I think
we leave that out for this podcast, because it is getting big. I think for
it's late. It's long.
Yeah.
I think if you want to go check it out, watch game one. The offlane Pango was 0-8 at 20 minutes. The horrible numbers and still won. I think that was the biggest thing in that game,
Yeah, I
in
think
that series.
the offlane Bengal, even though they went 0-8, the team still ended up winning. So I think you can imagine how much of an impact that hero had or that player had on the game. So yeah, any final parting words from you, GD? Thank you for coming on our show. Thank you for sharing your time with us. You want to leave us with any words of wisdom or any? Well, I guess I would like to hear from you is how the whole season has gone so far for your team, and what are your expectations for the next few weeks?
Well, I have no expectations. I'm just in it for a good time. I'm hoping to, have some good games. I have a huge ego, and I would like to win it all. I'll be disappointed if we don't. But other than that, thanks for having me on. Good luck with this podcast. Good luck with the season. I look forward to seeing you guys in the playoffs.
Yep, for sure. We would love
Of
to have a
course.
rematch with Wilddaddy's team. Definitely not one of our best performances this season. And one final comment, and before you leave, a number for the counter of Divine Rapiers till the end of the season, or at least the end of the league phase. Give me a number for Divine Rapiers.
We have 5 weeks left, right, until grand finals. So let's say 3 per game. You do the math. We're at what? 15 by 2, 30? Are we looking at 30 more divines? Nah, that might be much.
More
So let's
rapiers?
say
I could see
let's
it.
just say 15.
15. All right.
Let's say 15.
We're gonna have a little Divine Rapier count by the end of the season. We'll see if GD hits the mark. Let's say if his team keeps up with him or helps him hit his mark. He made a prediction. His team must help him out in reaching that prediction. So Wilddaddy, there's your sort of pseudo target to hit. 15 Divine Rapiers. We're gonna check back with you before the season ends. Thank you so much, GD, for your time. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. And thank you everyone for listening in, tuning in.
Mareth, any parting words?
I hope Megaman sees this, and I hope Megaman learns what to do. Megaman has been lacking, and I'm a little disappointed in the content from Megaman. Very lax, very casual, needs to step it up.
And that's all for our first podcast here, folks. This is our first podcast we're doing for this season. We hope to do plenty more of these. Again, because this is our first version, we might have had a lot of issues with it. Sorry if the audio quality is bad. Apologies from my end. I only started streaming literally like 2 weeks ago. So again, hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let us know what kind of different pieces you would like to see in our podcast. Let us know if you want to join us as a guest speaker. Let us know if you want to provide content or if you want us to review certain clips from your games. We would love to have you on board. This is community content after all. So thank you for your time and listening to us. And hopefully we can keep the next podcast much shorter so there's some more bite size for you guys. Till then, happy playing LD2L and hopefully best of luck to your games next week if you're not playing Kyhua's Imaginary Home for France. See ya!
Good luck, have fun!